What is going on, guys? Clay here, back at it again with yet another edition of Pantherology. Welcome to today's video. I'm bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. It is 8:22 in the morning here in New Mexico. Came over here to visit a family member who's in the Air Force. Their Air Force base is not that far away from Phoenix, so I had to come out and visit him for a couple days, but still been getting some content out to you, obviously, if you've been watching. Before we get into today's topic, as always, make sure you pound that like button, pound that subscribe button. That's good enough for me. If you feel the need, comment down below. Love to hear your thoughts. And if you like what I put out there, and you like and subscribe, also click that post notifications bell so then you don't miss out on any of the new videos, okay? Check the link down in the description. Check out the Newsbreak app. Just helps me out, helps the channel out. I'll post videos there too as well. Other than that, let's dive into today's video. So we're going to analyze the Panthers Week 2 clash with the Saints. Now, the Panthers and the Saints will square off in an early season divisional showdown this Sunday. Now, both of these teams won their first games. With the Panthers, we defeated the Jets 19-14, and then, as we all know, the Saints crushed the Packers 38-3. So it's Friday, which means it's time to look ahead to this week's game, and let's get started. And we're going to talk about Carolina first here. All right. Now, Carolina moved the ball well last week, but failed to score in the end zone on 2 of their 3 trips into that red zone. Now, the first was a failed 4th down conversion that was jammed below the line of scrimmage, while the second was a fumble by Sam Darnold on 4th and 1 as he ran wide and brushed the fullback Giovanni Ricci's elbow. So the Panthers struggled in the red zone, and they have since last year. And things are already off to a sluggish start in the red zone in 2021. However, Matt Rule believes it is more lack of an execution than anything else, and I'm not so sure about that. Efficiency in the red zone will be critical if Carolina is to upset the Saints on Sunday. Having said that, the Panthers must first get to the red zone. Now, last Sunday against the Packers, New Orleans allowed only 3 points and played only around 17 to 18 plays in just the first half. So the Saints have a powerful, tough, and aggressive defensive front that may cause problems for Carolina. Now, Cameron Irving and Pat Elflein struggled in week 1 in Sam Darnold being hit 8 times. So last week, Robbie Anderson had just 1 reception according to the stat sheet, but Darnold wasn't trying not to go his own way. He just couldn't. I mean, many of his routes were a bit further down the field, and Darnold didn't have much time to really look his way since he was under so much stress. The Saints are strong at all 3 levels, but more importantly, they are deep at all 3 levels. Now, despite the fact that cornerback Marshawn Lattimore is set to miss this week's game, the Saints will start Bradley Roby, who was acquired through the trade from the Houston Texans. I think to have a chance to win this game, the Panthers must get the ball out quickly, work their way down the field steadily. Aside from Taylor Moton and perhaps Matt Paradis, the offensive line lacks consistency, and you don't want to take shot after shot down the field against the secondary while under pressure. Now let's talk about the Saints here. The Saints will be without wide receiver Michael Thomas, but it will not prevent this offensive unit from being explosive. I mean, Alvin Kamara resembles Christian McCaffrey and has comparable influence on the game. Now, on Wednesday, Matt Rule stated one of Kamara's strengths is that he is difficult to bring down. Kamara ran the ball 20 times for 83 yards in the season opener against Green Bay, but only had 3 receptions for 8 yards. So the Saints usually get him more engaged in the passing game, and I expect that to be the case coming this Sunday. Now, despite only throwing for 148 yards, quarterback Jameis Winston looked incredibly sharp for once in his career. To be honest, he had a real strange stat line with 5 touchdown passes on 20 tries and not even reaching 150 yards in the air. Nonetheless, he finished the job, and he did an excellent job with what the defense provided him. This Winston is not the same as the one we saw in the Bruce Arians scheme when he had a gunslinger mentality. Now, last week against the Jets, the Panthers rushed around, made a ton of plays on defense. They suffocated the rookie Zach Wilson with 6 sacks, 10 quarterback hits. That defensive front will face a much stiffer test this week against the Saints offensive line, which is regarded as one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL. Now, of course, I expect that Phil Snow wants to put a lot of pressure on Winston, but he can't be too aggressive because Winston will slice and dice the secondary with a series of short throws and checkdowns to Alvin Kamara. The reality of the matter is that Kamara will do his thing. He'll get his touches, he'll get his yards, and he'll be difficult to stop. The one thing Carolina cannot afford is to have someone else feast on them in the addition of Alvin Kamara. So things may get out of hand for the defense at that point. Now, despite the Saints' success in Week 1, this has the makings of a very close football game, I think. Based on what we saw in Week 1, this will be a game of razor-thin margins. Sam Darnold will want to make a statement against a squad that may not be the force of old and is missing star wide receiver Michael Thomas. But the New Orleans offensive line remains a genuine force to be reckoned with. And they made short work of a vaunted Packers team on Sunday afternoon. Now, much has been made of Winston's uncertainty throughout his career, but based on his first appearance of the season, waiting behind Breeze has done him a world of good. With that being said, with the Panthers playing at home for the second week in a row, they are expected, I think are expected, to beat the Saints by a score of 24-21 if, and only if, this offensive line can resist what is likely to be some great pressure coming at Sam Darnold. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, before I leave you, keep pounding.